It was a beautiful Tuesday evening in the beautiful city of Cape Town. Cape Town is one of my most beautiful cities to visit. The coastal lines, the weather is so amazing, especially if you come from this part of the world. And for me, one thing I love about Cape Town is the beautiful architecture that you find in the place. I have a good friend called Masibonge, and he's South African. So I've known Masibonge for about 3 years now, and constantly we chat. We're very good friends, so we have like random conversations around business growth and all. And one thing I realized with Masibonge was the fact that constantly he'll tell me things that he wants to do, but and he always comes to me like, Mo, I want to do this and this and this and that, and I need you to actually make sure that I end up doing them. And I'm constantly following up, and I'm like, bro, what's the update with this? And he gives you all the reasons why he couldn't do it. And so on that beautiful evening, we're walking in Cape Town, we're just enjoying the beautiful city, and we're having a discussion. And then he told me, you know what, bro, I want to do a certain conference, and the conference I want to do it for young people, and I want to align it with the sustainable development goals. It was a brilliant idea, and at some point I just took a pause and I told him, I said, brother, can you stop mental masturbating? Because that's exactly what you're doing. And so it leads me to talking to you guys about the topic I have for us today: breaking free from mental masturbation. It is actually a hack to growth and productivity. Breaking free from mental masturbation, a hack to growth and productivity. I'm sure somebody will like, what? Did he just say mental masturbation? Because masturbation to you is just something else. You are thinking something else right now. May the angels of God baptize you. Say amen. All right. So what is mental masturbation? Now, mental masturbation is the process of raising dopamine in your brain by telling people your goals, your plans, your ideas, but never taking a single step to make even one a reality. I take it again. It's the process of raising dopamine in your brain and you usually do that by telling people about your goals, your ideas, your plans, and not taking a single step, to realizing those goals, or even telling people that there's an attitude you want to change and not taking any step to changing them. That is mental masturbation. A lot of you listening to me go through that process a lot, and you need to stop. You need to desist from it. One of the reasons why you are not productive as you should be, one of the reasons why you are not seeing a certain level of growth is because you're constantly engaging in mental masturbation. And the funny thing with sharing your goals and telling people about what you want to do and all, it raises dopamine in your brain. It brings you a certain air of excitement. It makes you know that I want to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then what actually happens is that if care is not taken, you go through a particular process of time, or you go through a particular matter and space of time, and what happens is that you have not actually taken time off to amount to anything based off of the things that you said. You are mental masturbating, and it has to stop. It is a very, very bad practice, and it is stealing you of your productivity. It is stealing you of your time. Most importantly, it is stealing you of your growth. And what it does is that you are programming yourself and setting yourself up for failure. So now, how do you deal with mental masturbation? The first way in dealing with mental masturbation is to recognize the signs. It is to recognize the signs. So you want to take time off, and then let's do our self-audit like we always do, guys. Let's ask ourselves, what are the things that I constantly say I will do that I do not end up doing? It is very, very important that you understand that you need to recognize the signs. So what are the signs of mental masturbation? One of the signs of mental masturbation is you wanting to be perfect than execute. I'm going to talk about that in subsequent points on how to deal with mental masturbation. But the most important thing that you need to do is to recognize the signs. And so you want to self-audit yourself. What are the signs of mental masturbation? Procrastination is a sign of mental masturbation. Losing focus is a sign of mental masturbation. Not feeling motivated is another sign of mental masturbation, because then you set a goal and then you are not taking any actionable step to making it become a reality. The next thing you need to know is that you need to set clear goals and clear plans, especially for you who is watching me, who is listening to me, who goes through the process of, you juggle up a lot of goals, you juggle up a lot of plans in wanting to set or make a particular decision. It is not the right way to go. One of the ways in dealing with mental masturbation is to set clear goals. And so, for instance, if you're somebody who is an author, a clear goal will be, let's say, to sell 500 copies of my books, and come up with a strategy to sell 500 copies, than to say, oh, I wish to write, and then when I write, I hope and I believe that my writing and my body of work will reach tens and thousands of people, and I'll become a best-selling author, and I'll be celebrated globally. You are selling the plans, but now get to the actual work. And so I want to write a book on personal development of the mind. Clear goal. When I write the book should be done by 30th of September. Clear goal. By 30th September, I should have done the book launch. Clear goal. I should sell out 500 copies by close of 1 year after the book launch. Clear goal. These are things that you need to know. The next thing you need to understand is that you need to prioritize action over perfection. You need to prioritize action over perfection. One thing I've realized over time in doing anything around my life is the fact that whenever I try to step out and do something, I have an ideal picture of what I want to achieve, but I always keep my feet in the real. So if you're looking at us this evening, we're recording from the studios, and I have a dream of what I want our studios to look like. You're seeing Tyler Perry, build studios on acres of land. And so we have a dream of what we want our studios to look like. We have a dream of what we want our lives to look at. But most importantly, where are we starting from? So prioritize action over perfection. The beauty is that the more you do something repeatedly, you become perfect at it. And that's to answer, I was on one of my good friend, AJ Kofi Genius's podcast yesterday, and we're having a conversation, and then I said something to him. The more you work at public speaking, the more you work at speaking, the more you become better, because we're talking around public speaking and the hacks around it. And I told him, the more you mount stages, the more you interact with people, the more you come across new audiences, you become better at it. That is action over perfection. Perfection is actually as a result of your constant daily action. I always say 2 minutes of daily workout is better than 20 hours of workout. 2 minutes of daily workout is better than 20 hours of workout at once. And so you need to prioritize action over perfection. You need to then, again, in wanting to deal with mental masturbation, you must embrace discomfort. Embrace discomfort. Discomfort is one of the easiest ways by which any man grows. It is one of the easiest ways by which you scale yourself. Because what happens is that whenever you are faced with a discomfortable situation, an uncomfortable situation, you find means and ways to deal with it, and you rule over the situation. And for me, I find it very difficult when no man wants to leave his comfort zone and scale, because throughout my scriptures, when I read, I see God warning and giving instructions and admonitions to people to leave their comfort zone. God tells Abraham to leave his comfort zone. And in telling Abraham to leave his comfort zone, he says, go to a land, I'll show you. He did not show Abraham the land. He said, go, I'll show you. Abraham sets out on a journey to a land he has not even seen yet, but he's going. At least he has left his father's tent. And so you need to make sure that if you're going to deal with mental masturbation, then you must be ready to embrace discomfort. Remember that world class and high flight begins where your comfort zone ends. And so if you want the world to celebrate you, you ought to be ready to embrace discomfort. Now, most importantly, the last way in which you deal with mental masturbation is that you need to make sure that you have an accountability partner. So if you have an accountability partner, in the case of my friend Masibonge, but you are not doing all the above, you are not putting in the necessary work, you are not, and you see, the thing with my friend is that he wanted the whole thing, he has a particular picture every single time that he does not step into the picture, which is a wrong way at actually doing this thing called life. And so have an accountability partner. Have somebody who can look you in the face and say, bro, you're not doing this thing right, you're doing this thing right. And for me, I say that accountability partners are systems of advantages in life. I learned this from one of my mentors. He said, whenever you set a goal, share it with someone. It could be your wife, it could be your best friend, it could be anybody. Share it with someone and tell the person, please hold me accountable to these things. It is very, very, very important, and it is one of the ways to dealing with mental masturbation, especially when now you decide that you want to even reward yourself. So for instance, you owe yourself a vacation or a trip to Dubai if you're able to achieve this and this and this and this and this and that. So now what happens is that there's a reward for your diligence, there's a reward for your efforts that you're going to put in. And so it's super, super, super important. Again, in selecting an accountability partner, have someone that you revere, someone you respect, somebody who can say that enough is enough. You should do this, you should do that, you should do this. And so it is super, 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 super important to have an accountability partner if you want to deal with the dopamine that you raise in your brain about your goals and about your plans for your life. And so that is mental masturbation. This is how to break free from it. And so I hope you have found this content valuable. Like we always do, it's time to do the self-audit. You want to self-audit yourself. Are you the person who is constantly mental masturbating? It's time for you to stop. It's time for you to bring an end to it. And then most importantly, it's time for you to step out of your comfort zone. Take that action, write that book, sing that song, go out there, impact your world, start that business. Most importantly, go out there, be of a blessing to your world, make the world a better place. That's all. For those in the international audience, I hope that somebody will take time off and explain. But I was just saying that understand that we came into this world to make a name for ourselves and also to build a legacy. And so most importantly, put in the necessary work that you need to put in, and the universe will smile on you. I hope that this content has blessed you. Subscribe to this channel, the hub of constant, consistent value. And my name is Moses B. Arthur. Love and light. Cheers, guys.